If you want to show us some love, donate at rubydaytv.com, the home of all my exclusives. And don't forget to leave the show a rating or a review. Thanks to Tantalee for sponsoring today's episode. Tantalee has everything you need for your next self-care moment, with a wide range of high-quality companion dolls to fit any taste. So make sure to check out Tantalee and use code RUBYDAY to get 12% off your purchase. Realism redefined. You deserve the best experience. So lifelike, you'll be amazed at how real they feel. I learned a new term this week, and the term I learned kind of at first was like floored me, but at the same token, it reminded me of a term used in the swing lifestyle. So this term was, I know, dragon. And I'm not talking about the horoscope. I'm not talking about the Chinese animal scope. Nothing like that. It is literally a dragon. And the actual definition and how it's being used in the swing lifestyle and polyamory lifestyle and ethical non-monogamy, I was like, that has got to be a sweet spot. That's this week's topic on Love Shot. I'm Ruby Day.
And I'm Olivia. All right, so a dragon, huh?
A dragon.
Ooh.
Do you know what a dragon is?
Well, I recently found out what a dragon was. I was actually dating a man who kept calling himself the dragon. I was like, what does that mean? And I found out that it's a single bisexual man is what I found out, who joins couples, or he joins singles, but this man identified himself that way. And I thought, fascinating, kind of like a unicorn in reverse.
I was going to say the key is it's like a unicorn. And that's why I said it reminds me of a term used in the swing lifestyle. Because unicorn's thrown around in that lifestyle all the time. And it's a single girl. For those listeners who have never heard the term, it's about a single woman who comes into other relationships. And so when I heard dragon, my immediate thought was, oh, I think I have a really good idea what that is. But I was totally surprised that it was a bisexual male.
Me too.
That was the kind of pivot point that really surprised me.
Yeah.
But the key about a dragon is they don't threaten the current relationship.
Right.
So when a couple brings in that single bisexual male, they're not looking to become a throuple. They aren't, no matter what happens under the sheets. They literally, that single bisexual male, the dragon, can't threaten the current established relationship.
Right.
And I think those are also key points to really focus on with it. Because it's not about disrupting any current relationship at all. It all has to kind of be fluid and non-threatening.
Right.
And I think that's really important. But a dragon, oh my gosh. I had never heard the term.
Me neither.
Before in my life. And evidently it's one that's being thrown around or utilized a lot in ethical non-monogamy and polyamory lifestyles. And I know if those two are, the swing community is too.
I thought it was so funny that this man I met earlier in the year, he kept referring to himself as a dragon. I literally thought he was meaning like the Chinese zodiac. I was like, I don't get it. What's he talking about?
Of course you did initially.
And he was practicing ethical non-monogamy, and we saw each other for a while, had some fun. But what I realized, and he had other partners and stuff like that, but I did not understand the meaning and term until after much later in the relationship. And it was very surprising to me, too. I was like, oh, wow, interesting. But
I want to know what this guy said when you replied to him, oh, the Chinese zodiac.
Yeah. He just kind of looked at me big-eyed and smiled.
He
didn't even say anything. No.
He didn't even give you a description. Such a educational moment.
He left me hanging. It was like I had to find out later what it was all meaning.
He probably just thought you were really cute and was like, okay.
Yeah. He thought, I thought that's funny. She doesn't know.
Yeah.
So have you ever had any experience with a dragon, Ruby?
I've had experiences with bisexual men, straight men, actually even gay men. strangely enough.
Oh my goodness.
I know. That one surprised me.
Wow.
But I was like, hey, I don't care. If you don't care, it doesn't bother me any.
Oh, wow.
Which was an interesting experience. I've had
Oh, that's
experiences with men who are exploring. They don't know yet. They're trying to figure it out. But no one that literally specifically was like, I'm a dragon, I'm a bisexual male. I don't want to disrupt any current relationship you have, but you want to go under the sheets and play around? No.
Yeah, right. No.
I've never had that kind of experience.
I get that, we didn't know the term, so I get that, but I was just meaning, have you had any relationships with men that fit that role of a dragon, even before we knew about the word and the term?
Well, I mean, technically, yeah, you could say that because I've, had been with couples and the male was bisexual, but they were couples and
that wouldn't be a dragon. It's got to be a single.
It was kind of two couples, but that's about the closest it is. If it was a single male, I don't know if they all told me whether they were bisexual or not.
I have heard it doesn't have to be a single male. He just has to be a male who's in a relationship dynamic that allows him to play solo. So it is a solo play male kind of situation, but yeah.
Yeah, no, there was one recently.
Yeah.
Not too long ago, and he and his wife played separately. Even if they were in the same house, like they were with totally different people.
Yeah.
And he was a bisexual male.
Right.
And he did come in and we did play. And so I guess technically that constitutes a dragon.
Right.
Although we just didn't have that terminology associated to it.
Yes, no, we didn't. It's something pretty new, I think.
It was just kind of like, hey, I like this. I'm this way. You cool with that? Yeah, I'm cool with that. Okay, let's have some fun. I mean, I'm really a no.
Yeah.
Like, I don't make issues over
I think the
things.
term has just recently come about in the past year or so, just because of the emerging of that situation, like you just explained.
Yeah.
Whether you have a bisexual male who's in a couple, but that's polyamorous or open marriage or something like that, or you just find a single bi male who's like, hey, I'm willing to go in there and have fun with a couple or whatever, and have fun with your partner and this and that.
Although I just remembered, you asked me about a story with a dragon. I actually just remembered. I did have an encounter. It went a little weird at the end, but that's okay. I won't go into that weirdness because there's no point. But I did have an experience where a bisexual male who was single brought him home.
Yeah.
Was with my partner and I. And we had fun. It was not something that was repeated.
Right, yeah.
But it was that situation for the moment.
Yeah.
And it was nice.
Yeah.
I mean, overall, the experience was nice. And, my partner and I both got to enjoy the things that we really enjoy about bringing someone else into the relationship. Yeah. So from that standpoint, it really worked well. And I have to confess.
Yeah.
I can kind of see a real purpose in consistently of having a dragon.
Oh.
It doesn't have to be the same dragon.
Right.
It can be, changing and evolving or shifting different people.
Yeah.
It's just the role of what a dragon represents.
Yeah.
I could see it being beneficial, especially if you have two people who are bisexual.
Oh, yeah. So you like bringing extra male in the bedroom?
I like bringing extra anything.
Oh, okay.
I mean, in general, I'm pretty up for anything.
Yeah. It's an acquired taste, I'm sure. Not everybody's fanfare. But yeah, I just, honestly, I've done it. My partner and I have done it as well. But I always just thought about them as male unicorns, honestly, for years until I heard this term.
Well, I think that's what years ago, kind of the swing lifestyle, that's how they used to talk about it. It was kind of a male unicorn.
Yeah.
But the mere fact that they have found a term to coin for them, they need that.
Right.
Kind of like a sash that says, yes, I'm Mr. America and I deserve this title because I fit this role. and I bring these things to a relationship dynamic, and it makes it really much easier to go, hey, I'm looking for a dragon because I'm looking for a bisexual male who plays singly, who isn't going to disrupt my current relationship, who understands this is just having a good time. And if we like each other, we can repeat it.
Right.
All summed up into one word.
Well,
that's brilliant.
Yeah. On the flip side of that coin, the term they had for a non-bisexual male that would do something similar was a bull. That was happening in the lifestyle.
Well, I
prior to
don't
that
know.
and
My
stuff, too.
understanding of a bull was that they were always a dominant or a top.
Well, yeah.
Above anybody else. And
yeah.
dragons don't have that
Right, there's another connotation.
Right,
with a
that
dragon,
connotation doesn't fit that.
Right.
It's just a person. They may be a top, they may be a bottom.
Right.
It's just about them being a bisexual male who plays singly.
On the flip side, when you have a straight man, you've got a dominant straight man, right? So it's just the dominant straight man's a bull.
Well, not all straight men are dominant.
No, but a bull is, right?
Well,
so I don't know about you boys out there and those guys that are not. You're not a dominant straight man or a bisexual male. I wonder what they call them. Oh my goodness. I wonder what the other ones that join. Because I'm sure they join too. I'm sure they are.
Oh, absolutely. I've actually had some of those.
You all need a name of your own.
Wait a minute. I want to know from the listeners if you know if there is a name for a non-dominant male
who's straight.
Yeah. Who comes into relationships.
Yeah.
Please write us and let us know.
Yes.
Because I am really curious about this.
Yeah.
Leave us a comment, drop us an email, just get in touch with us because I'd really like to know.
Yeah, I would too. And I just think it's fun how everybody has these little names, especially in these open multi-partner relationships that are happening, and we get these little colorful explanations. I remember years ago when I heard the unicorn. I've been a unicorn before, and as fun as it sounds, it's just like, sure, okay, I'll be the unicorn, like a little princess of some sort, but you're like that special additive to a couple, and I've joined many couples in threesomes. I've even dated couples and been the throuple in that situation, and it's been a lot of fun. But I would love to hear, and if there's any of you dragons out there, write us too. I'd love to hear from you and what's your experience of being a dragon. Yeah,
exactly.
Absolutely.
And how long have you been doing it?
Absolutely.
Or is that the place that really makes you happy? How'd you fall into that role or that position with people? I am curious about hearing other people's experiences with it.
Me too. And I did some a little bit more research when I was digging in on the dragon. What I did find out is, dragons don't typically, they're not something that you have like a long-standing relationship with. It's like they don't want to interfere with the relationship that's there, like with a couple or whatever, but they're also something that's not permanent, is what I was reading. There's something that's more of just kind of it's not like a throuple, and I think you mentioned that. It's not
it's not a throuple. It's not a polythrouple type thing or an E&M kind of
right, but you know what
was
weird about this one?
But I don't think it should negate that. If you like it, if you all like the experience, why you can't have it more than once?
Well, you can. It's just it's not something that's going to become a relationship.
Right? Absolutely.
But here's the interesting thing. Polyamorous couples who like to have relationships versus swinging, who just like to more have a hookup or friends with benefits kind of thing on an expanded level. They were talking about poly relationships having these things as an in-between while they're waiting to find that there's throuple situations. So in essence, poly relationships are swinging while they wait to find their special someones in relationships, which is really interesting.
I wouldn't consider that necessarily.
You wouldn't? It seems a little swingish to me.
I know it can appear that way.
Yeah.
But that would be like saying all dating is swinging.
Well,
and
it could be.
It's kind of like,
but
that's a shady,
I know,
gray
but let me explain.
Area.
Dating, when you're dating hopefully with intention of having a relationship, or you're just looking for sex. And
I was going to say,
if you're just looking
you don't always date with intention.
But if
you're dating for other reasons,
right? But
too.
if you're just a single dater and you're dating for sex, that's kind of like more like swinging. right? For couples that do the same thing. They're just swinging for sex. Now, if you're polyamorous
It's
and you're
splitting
dating with
hairs.
intention, right? You're dating for intention. That means you want to have a relationship. Just like a single individual who's dating and says, I want to have a relationship. I want to find my special someone. And so it is. I mean, there's the dichotomy there with all of it. And so I think, seeing how it starts blurring lines with the dragon.
It's a gray area. I think it's a real gray area that, people can go one way or the other with. But every time I hear the term dragon, I'm like, yes, please conquer me.
Yes.
I'm okay with that.
I do kind of like the idea of the dragon. I'm like, come here, dragon.
It's like, if I could find a dragon that has a dragon tattoo, we might really be on to something then.
Oh, goodness.
If you want to show us some love, donate at rubydaytv.com, the home of all my exclusives. And don't forget to leave the show a rating or a review.